that's not a straight line. Look at that pigmentation. Look at it. It's so good. It's so pigmented. I actually can't handle how pigmented it is. Now, light hand, you guys. Do it with a light hand or you will regret it, because I've done it. I've regretted it before. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing something fun. We are doing a full face of Thread Beauty. They came out with a bunch of new stuff that was available at Target, so I ran, grabbed it. I was on the Target website looking for new brands, products, and stuff that I could review in their clean makeup section, and I saw a bunch of Thread Beauty pop up and I was like, wait, I didn't realize that they had launched new stuff. I ran to their social media pages. I saw that they were kind of exclusively at Target and I was like, whoa. I didn't even find them on their website, so I grabbed a bunch of their products and I put them on my face today and I'm really happy with it. I mean, they're also on the back of my hand. Look at that brightness. Are you dying? So good. So I was really excited, grabbed everything, been testing it out ever since, and I definitely was like, I need to get this video out immediately because I have some thoughts and I feel like a lot of you want affordable makeup products and it's not that easy to come by even at the drugstore anymore. So we're doing affordable clean beauty. I'm very excited. I'm gonna let you know what I like, what I don't like, what were the pros and cons of certain things, because it definitely wasn't like a hit across the board. So I just want to get into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this full face of Thread Beauty and my full face of affordable clean beauty makeup videos. So first things first, we have this product. I already talked about this, Thread Beauty, the Face It Complexion Stick. This shade is way too dark for me right now, like miles too dark. Neutral, this is Tan Neutral 70, and I am a really big fan of their products. I really like this Complexion product, their foundation stick. It just gives, okay, it's giving orange right now, but I swear when I have a tan, it doesn't look that crazy. But right now, it's giving carrot, and that's fine. But I really enjoy the way that this blends out. It blends out like a dream. It blends out like a really expensive foundation stick. I was really impressed with this, and this is only $8. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely check them out and just, try and find a good shade match for you, because that one definitely is not a good shade match for me right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a different foundation, and we're going to go on with the House Labs foundation really quick. I'm just going to put it all over my face, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the products that they have. Okay, complexion is all set. I'm happy with that. So I did a little bit of the House Labs foundation. I believe the shade I have is 330. I'm going to link everything down below. And then I use the LYS Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Harmony. All good things. Just, I need a little bit of bronze. I was looking a little pale. So next we're going to move on to a product I was really excited by. And this is why I ran and got everything. So this is their Thread Beauty Cover It Multi-Use Complexion Fluid. So this is kind of meant to be, or they say it's meant to be, kind of a liquid version of their foundation complexion stick, but it is multi-use. You can use it under your eyes, you can use it as contour, whatever you want to use, bronzer. I actually was really intrigued to use this under my eyes, just because it's supposed to be medium to full coverage. I know a lot of people love a medium to full coverage under the eyes, and so I ran and grabbed it and have been testing it out. I got the shade 4 Tan Beige for under my eyes, and this is also $8, which is amazing. And this is just their applicator. It's a bigger applicator, but it's not massive. I'm gonna just do a touch of this. I learned a little bit of this goes a long way, so very handle it with care, you guys. You can always apply more, but once you have too much, you're looking a cakey mess. So I'm going to blend this out with my Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm just going to blend really easily so you can see. And I didn't apply too much. And you can just see there, I mean, the world of difference that made, just that little amount. The first time I tried this, I applied way too much, and it looked cakey under my eyes. So this is one, not even cakey. It was just like a lot of product. Like it looked heavy under my eyes. It wasn't like crazy creasing or anything like that. And it didn't look like gross how sometimes cakey skin can look, but this really, you work a little bit at a time, because if not, you are going to be looking crazy. You are going to look crazy if you do not. A little bit at a time. Little dot'll do. So we're going to do one more little dot right here, just that much. I don't like to over apply this at all, but again, everyone has their own preference on how they like to apply stuff. So some people like really, really heavy, intense under eyes, which like I respect that too, you know. Gotta cover them bags. Okay, so then next we're going on to brows. I was really excited to get this in. This is their 3-in-1 like brow styler. Is that what it's called actually? Wow, I'm really good. Their Thread Beauty Define It 3-in-1 brow styler. And I was so excited to get this in. So it has a brow gel and it's clear, you guys. Look at that. Look at that. First of all, that spoolie is the thinnest thing I've ever seen. I was intrigued when I saw that. So excited. I love a clear brow gel, and I did my foundation first, which I normally wouldn't do, because with how thin this spoolie is that it comes with, like it doesn't make the foundation move a ton, which is ideal. Then you have a spoolie that comes with it, really nice for like cleaning up brows. Sometimes when I use like like pencil, pen, whatever, I really need a spoolie to make it look less intense, because sometimes you're just looking like a Sharpie. And then you have the brow pencil. Now what I will say is about this, depending on how you turn it, because this part is a little bit hard to come off. Some of the like brow pencil will all come out at once, so just be careful and take note of that. But let's go on with the clear brow gel. You see how that just like put them in place right away? Like it was just so simple and easy. It's wild. So that is this brow. I'm going to dip back in. I'm going to clean off again. And when I say clean off, I just don't want too much product because it is a very wet formula. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it set for a second, because this is a very wet formula. So I don't want to go in with the brow pencil just yet. And then we're going to move on to the rest of the makeup. So we're just going to go in and feather in the brows. Now this is not a super thin brow pencil. If you can see, it kind of is a triangle shape, so that might not work for everyone, but because it is more triangular, you do have the ability to feather in, because there's like a really sharp tip here, feather in hairs. So don't be too scared of it, but it might take a little bit of practice to get used to it. All right, you guys, I'm happy with how that's looking. Now let's talk about this really quick. So I really enjoyed the pencil. Again, if you have thinner brows, it might just be a little bit annoying to work with, but I really enjoyed the color. I really enjoyed that they have a lot of options. I don't know, I'm vibing with it. Now let's talk about the brow gel. Now the brow gel I also really enjoy. Just make sure to not over apply it, because it is super, super wet. So it takes a while to dry. If you're doing your brow hairs, if you're doing the gel first, don't over apply. I mean, don't over apply in general, because you don't want it to end up getting messy all around your face. But if you over apply this again before you do your brow pencil or brow pen, it's going to take you a while to it takes a while to dry. So that's the only thing, but I really enjoy this. I like how it holds my brows in place. I feel like it does a really, really good job. Again, the formula is just a little bit wet, but the brow pencil is great, and it's super easy to just fill in your hairs. Like I don't have to overthink. All right, so then let's move on to the next product, shall we? So then next I have this product here. This is the Thread Beauty Blend It Multi-Stick. So this is kind of a multi-stick, right? You can use it cheeks, eyes, lips, what have you. I got the shade, what is this called? Peace Shimmer. I was really excited about this shade. And the way I like to apply this is I like to apply it to the back of my hand, because I'm going to use this for my cheeks. And this is the shade. It's so pretty, isn't it? I mean, it's just going to be so pretty going into spring and summer. So I take a little bit, and then I take a blush brush, whatever it is, dip in, okay, and then apply it to my cheeks. Now, light hand, you guys. Do it with a light hand, or you will regret it, because I've done it. I've regretted it before. So we're just gonna apply, and it has like a really nice sheen to it, so it gives you a really, really healthy glow. I mean, look at that. Look at how pigmented that is, and I barely did anything. So, listen to me. Trust me. I'm saving you a lot of heartache. Okay, so that is over applied and way too pigmented. So I'm going to take this brush here from It Cosmetics. I'm just going to go around and tone it down. All right, we are toned down. We're looking a little bit less crazy. Thank God, because it was looking a little wild. Next, we're moving on to the one product I was actually arguably the most excited about because the colors. Look at it. So this is their matte eye paint. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's multi-use matte eye paint. Look at this color. Look at this color. Look at the color. Are you having a heart attack? I was when I saw it. They have so many colors, but this one just screamed my name. Let's just do a little swatchy poo for you guys right here. Look. Okay, that's not a straight line. Look at that pigmentation. Look at it. It's so good. It's so pigmented. I actually can't handle how pigmented it is. It is like unbelievable. It's just so good. It's so good. It is so pigmented. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this one today just because this definitely dries down relatively quickly because it is a matte. So it's not as easy if I'm going to do like a graphic line and I want to change it. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm actually going to do like a really intense lower lash line. What do you think? You hate it? No, I love it. It'll be cute, I promise. So let's get into this. I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer in my crease and do a little bit of eyeshadow, eyeliner, whatever. And then we're going to move on to the bottom lashes. Let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it on the back of my hand. I find that this is like by far the best way to work with this product because it does dry down, but you don't want it to dry down too fast, but you don't want to lose control of the product because it's so pigmented. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little brush like this little guy here, and I'm going to just dip into a little bit. Look how pigmented, look how pigmented, look. And I'm going to dip in with this brush here. And I'm going to kind of pull it onto my lower lash line. Okay, I'm really happy with how that's looking. I know it looks a little crazy. I know you're like, girl, what are you doing? Trust me, trust the process. I swear it's not going to look that crazy. So then next I'm going to go on with the LYS Beauty, just their powder bronzer. I'm going to do a little bit on the lower lash line to kind of just blend it really nicely up. I was going to do like a lower cat eye, whatever it is, reverse cat eye, but I kind of felt like that isn't necessarily as wearable, and I wanted to do something where you could like use the pigments in your everyday life if you're not really into graphic liner. This is really easy if you're going to do a graphic liner though. Okay, so happy with how that's looking. I know it looks a little bit crazy. I love a blue or a purple on the lower lash line. It is just the vibe. You just got to trust the process. So this product you can really easily create graphic liner with. And I just want to show, you know, you can do like a wing, so you can create like a swoop. This might look bad because do you see how easy it is to just, this like tip is really easy to like move around. So it's really easy to create a graphic line or a, just a cat eye. But what I will say is I prefer using a brush with this when I'm creating graphic liner. And the graphic liner, I feel like, look isn't necessarily something everybody loves. I personally really enjoy it, especially when it's a color or something like that, but it's not an everyday kind of look. It's more maybe someone who is a makeup artist or someone that has a more creative job, or also just someone going to a music festival. So I wanted to show you how you could use these products in everyday life as opposed to, you know, doing really amazing graphic liner. But if I am doing a graphic liner, I like to use a really, really thin brush like this and kind of work. If I'm going to do something like that here. If I'm going to do something like up here, I would just take this and use not necessarily this thin of a brush, put it on the back of my hand and take a brush that is bendy enough that I can kind of create the line, but it is not super, super thin depending on what look you want to go for. So next we're going to move on to mascara. I'm going to do that really quick. Then we're going to move on to the lips. Okay, really happy with that makeup look. Loving the bright blue on the lower lash line. We did do a little bit of mascara. This is the Jones Road Beauty Mascara, which is my current obsession. And I also did a little bit of highlighter in the inner corner. I did the Minori highlighter, which you guys know I love. Just so pretty. I feel like it's a really good way to use really bright colors in everyday life. So you take a little bit of this, put it on your lower lash line, take a little bit of bronzer or whatever it is, and just kind of blend it out like that so it's not super, super intensely stark, depending on what vibe you're going for, but it's still like a bright color. It is super pigmented. I mean, look at that. This is so pigmented. And this you can layer and layer and layer and make it insanely pigmented on your lower lash line or anywhere else. Okay, so then next I just took my lip balm off. We're moving on to the lips. So there's 2 lip products that they have. They have a lip gloss here. I got the shade Focused, and then they also have a matte lip like stick kind of thing. And I have the shade Grace. I swatched them here for you. So you can see Grace is a really pretty, like a more nude brown tone. It does have a little bit, I feel like when I'm wearing it, at least it looks like it has a little bit of, it has warmth to it, but it has a touch of like coral. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it looks like when I wear it. And then the lipstick, I'm going to show you, it's giving Lizzie McGuire. It's, if you like Y2K style, let me tell you, she's for you, because she is, like Xenon is screaming, because this is very frosty, for me at least. It is not my favorite lip gloss on me. The next we're going to go on with the matte. I would say this is more of a soft matte for me. I don't find that this is unbelievably drying or mattifying. I do feel like it wears really nicely throughout the day. And it's really easy to apply. As you can see, it just glides on and is really nice. So you tell me if you feel like this has a little bit of coral in it. Not in a bad way. It just has, I feel like it's a little bit of coral, but it's still a brownie nude tone. So this is great. It twists up, which I love. I hate lip pencils that like ones that are big like this that you have to sharpen, because it just feels like a lot of the time the actual product gets ruined when you do that, and it's annoying. Okay, and yeah, that is the full face. Now I want to do a quick breakdown of the products just because I feel like it is really helpful. So first of all, Thread Beauty is so affordable. This is such an affordable, clean beauty brand that you can buy at Target, again on their website as well. So let's get into the products. So really quickly, their complexion fluid. I have the shade 04 Tan Golden Beige. I feel like this product, if you have dry under eyes, is not going to work for you. And it also really depends for me on days where my under eyes are really dry. So if I don't prep my under eyes, it's not something that I love the look of after a couple hours. I just feel like it makes my under eyes look creasy and a little crepey, weirdly enough. But if I prep my under eyes really properly with the right eye cream, with the right whatever I like to use, then I don't actually have a problem with this. A little bit of this goes a long way. Do not over apply this, because it will, once you have too much on it, first of all, it sets up, and so then it's really hard to like kind of blend it out once it's set up and like try and fix it. So don't over apply, a little bit at a time. It layers really nicely. So that is kind of the key here. Don't make a mistake, because then it's just like annoying to have to fix it and you have to spray your face and all of that. So definitely a little bit, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Tarte Shade Tape in the way that it sits under my eyes. And since I find that super drying, for me this one is super drying, and the way it looks isn't always great. But again, if I prep my under eyes, it is great. If I am using it all over the face, I don't really have a problem, but I do feel like it clings to dry patches. So if you have dry patches, try to avoid using this, because for me, especially on my hyperpigmentation or on my really dry spots, I have noticed that this does kind of emphasize them a little bit, but that is, you know, a lot of the time products that tend to be slightly more drying will kind of highlight that. But I actually do enjoy this. I just need to make sure I prep properly, and then this is like my vibe. Okay, so the next, let's move on to the brow gel and pencil. So I actually really like this product. The brow gel is great. You just have to make sure to not over apply because it is super liquid, and if you over apply, then it takes 1,000 years to dry. So definitely make sure when you get it to, I mean, it looks like there's no product, right? And then you apply it and you're like, whoa, this is like the most product. So really scrape off excess, and even then you'll be like, oh wow, there's still so much product, because it really, I don't know what hocus pocus is in that like spoolie thing, but she grips onto product and doesn't let go. I also really like the brow pencil. I feel like it's really easy to use, and if you struggle with brow pencils, also if you struggle with brow pencils being too warm or something like that, definitely check this out because I really do enjoy this. Okay, next, let's move on to the cheeks. So this is what I used on my cheeks today. This is their Blend It Multi-Stick. You can use it on your lips, on your eyes. I prefer to use it on my cheeks. I just feel like it just works with I feel like on my lips, I don't love it as much. But again, I got something that was a little bit more frosty, and as we saw, I don't vibe with frosty looks that much. It just doesn't look good on me. Again, because Xenon was a million years ago. When did Xenon come out? 2001, 2004? Either way, this does not look great on my lips. I have used it on my eyes, and I do enjoy it on my eyes if I'm doing a really monochromatic look. But on the cheeks, I do really enjoy this. I feel like it just blends seamlessly. It is like creamy enough that you put it on the back of your hand, no problem, and it applies. I like the way that it wears throughout the day. I do find that I have some fading by the end of the day with most cream products though, right? Like you always have some fading, so I do get some fading, but it isn't like fading patchily or anything like that. It just fades throughout the day, and then I still have some on my cheek though. It's not like it goes away. I do really enjoy this. Okay, next. I love this. This is so good. If you are someone that always wants to add color into your routine, but you don't know how, and you don't necessarily want to buy a whole palette that has a bunch of color in it, this is definitely the way to go. It doesn't move. It is definitely like it sits in place and doesn't budge. I mean, once it's dry, I mean, you can just see. Can you see? It like doesn't move. It sits in place. It is the most, it doesn't, it's like wild how much, like it just holds place once it dries down. With this, I do find for graphic liner, I prefer to use like a brush as opposed to just going on specifically with this, but you can do that. My only advice is when you get it, clean off the brush, and especially the tip part of the brush that it comes with the applicator, and then apply it. It just makes it a lot easier to get like a really nice fine line. But if I'm doing like a graphic, just a cat eye or something like that, I like to use a brush, put it on the back of my hand, apply it, and then layer the product and kind of build it up to be the color that I want it to be. This is really pigmented, but when you just do a really thin line, it isn't necessarily quite as pigmented, right? Just like anything. And you can build it up, and it builds up really nicely. I'm a really big fan of this. And again, if you struggle with color, but you want to bring it into your like routine, and you're like, oh, I've always wanted to use blue, or I've always wanted to use purple. These are super affordable, and they work really well, and they're super long lasting. And if you're going to a festival, honey, sweetie, she's got you. Okay, so then let's move on to lips. Now, I kind of already gave my review, but I really enjoy the lipstick out of the two of them. This color just doesn't work on me. Also, I do really like this lip gloss, but if I were to say this is over other lip glosses, I would say it's a little bit thin compared to other lip glosses that I personally really like. I find lip glosses that are super thin fade unbelievably fast. So this does fade very fast on me. However, I do find it hydrating, and I do like the way it wears. So I'm definitely going to get another shade. Definitely not one with shimmer, because you know what? Learn something new. Don't like shimmer on my lips. That was a thing of the past, but I really enjoyed their lipstick, their matte lipstick. I don't find this unbelievably drying. I do feel like after a couple hours, my lip lines are emphasized, so I like to always wear a lip balm on top. But in general, with every lip product, every matte lip product, even like something that maybe is more of a satin. I like to wear a lip balm with it just because right now my lips are screaming, crying, throwing up because it's so dry out. So in general, that's what I like to do, but I really like the product. You saw how easily it glided. I've used this a ton and I've really, really enjoyed using it. And I love that it is like a twist up. And you know, because such a little bit of this goes a long way, I really haven't used a lot of this, and I've had this for literally since it came out. I went and ran and grabbed it, and I feel like I haven't gone through a lot of it because you don't need a lot of this product at all. And yeah, that's it for this video. That is it for my Thread Beauty Full Face of Thread Beauty and my really affordable clean beauty makeup video. I would love to know, have you tried these products? If you haven't, what are your thoughts? Are you going to? Let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.